Conor McGregor is the epitome of arrogance, and that's what I stand against. To me, in my mind, a champion is humble. A real true champion is humble, and it's not about the most expensive suit that you're wearing. It's not about the $100,000 watch on your wrist. It's not about the Bentley that you're driving. It's not about the money. A real true champion cares about his family. A real true champion cares about his legacy and fights for the love, fights for the passion. And so, I do like what Conor brings in as an entertainment factor to the sport, and bringing a new branch of fans in the Irish market. I think that that's great for the UFC. That's great for the sport. But as far as a person and a character, I could care less for his arrogance. And in the last big press conference, I just felt that he's taking it too far. In the beginning, before he had fought his first UFC fight, when he first got signed with UFC, he went out on a limb to just trash talk the whole 145-pound division. At the time, I was fighting at 170 pounds, and none of these guys had the balls to bite back on social media except for me. And I told him, I told him how it was, that he's wrong, and he has no respect, and that he called me a fat sloppy piece of shit, and that he would beat me in one round, and that he'd fight me at 170, and we gone back and forth, and so the rivalry with me and him, it goes back 3 years, and when I was gonna fight in Mexico City, he was willing to step in and fight me in Mexico City, and that was something I was hoping for. That didn't happen. Uncle Dana said no. He knew that for Conor McGregor to take a fight with me in Mexico City at 155 on short notice will be a very, very dangerous situation for him, being the altitude and just the circumstances will be a very dangerous circumstance for him to do that. And they told him no, and they did not allow the fight to happen. But I never took my eyes off of Conor McGregor, and my eyes are still on Conor McGregor. He's just an arrogant asshole, and taking it to the point to where in the conference, I won't even use his language because I have respect for the women and the people who are watching, and he said F everybody else, and that to me is the biggest form of disrespect. And to me, from the start, I look at this guy and I'm like, I'm one of the guys who built the road that you're driving on. I built the road for your success. I laid these bricks down for you to make millions of dollars. If I wasn't one of the guys who was an ambassador of the sport wouldn't be where you're at to make the money that you're making, and you're going to throw it in my face. And it just came down to a form of respect. And so, the fight game is the fight game, and it'll be dirty business in certain areas no matter what. The fight game has always been a dirty business, and we bleed, and it's violent, and it is what it is. Fighters talk trash. Fighters, pump themselves up. But my fighting has been all heart. My fighting style has been all heart from the very start. I've gone in there, and I go to fight. I don't back down. I have not, I've had some good fights. I've had some bad fights. Right now I'm at a point in my career where at 33 years old, I feel primed for something big. And I feel that after fighting all the larger men at 170 pounds for so long, and fighting at 155 for the most part of my career, I feel that 145 is really truly where I belong. it is a difficult weight cut, and it will take a lot of discipline and a lot of sacrifice, but that's the sacrifice that I'm willing to put down for my family's success.
Just one last question, Diego. At any point of your career, did you feel in the shoes of Conor when you had all those title shots, when you had all the money, when you had all the fame? And how do you handle it? How do you handle all the people treating you like a star? How do you handle that? How do you go in the mindset?
You know, there has been a point in my career where I lost control of, of the party, of the fame, the money, and any man put in that position can lose control. But even in loss of control, there should still be a line of respect, and that's something that I never crossed. I always gave my opponents respect. I always gave the forefathers of MMA respect, and so it's a little different what he's going through. I don't know, but if you ask me, he looked like he was on something. He looked like he was on something, if not drunk, in that press conference. I don't know what his deal is. He's crossing the line of respect, and I hope to be able to be the one to get in the cage with him and show, that this man is a man. He is beatable. He is not some superstar that's unbeatable. He is beatable. Every man is beatable. And that's what I'm hoping to do, is get past Ricardo Lamas in dominant fashion and move forward to big fights in the 145-pound division. Whether Conor McGregor decides to go up to 155 or not, I want to fight in the 145-pound division. Even though there are some fights that I like, still at 155, I really like the Joe Lozon fight. I really like the Nate Diaz fight. There are some big fights at 155 that I still would like to put in my my chest of classic fights in the UFC. But for now, it's 145. And I'm really loving the reach and height advantage, and whether I lose muscle, it'll be worth it in the end for the fights.